Oh man, I tell you what. Obviously, that second half we got some things we want to clean up, man. But I'm not going to apologize for a win, especially not down here since 2003. I know the feeling the last two times that I came down here, and it's a tough place to play. But our guys were prepared. It was a short week, so very very proud of how they prepared and how they came out and performed in that first half. And the second half was a little bit funny. We had seven plays, and we had a first down. We just were trying to make too big of a play, and we ran backwards and got tackled behind the line. And so we got some things to clean up. But overall, pleased to get the win.
What do you think of Jake's performance tonight on the line?
Got to watch the film to really evaluate it, but didn't notice anything. I thought he held up well. He continues to get better each and every week, and we got to remember that he's a true sophomore. That played sparingly as a freshman last year, and now he's on the top 5 team that's starting at right tackle for us. So I watched the film to evaluate his play, but I didn't notice anything. Drop the question.
Big night for Jordan Leggett too.
It was good to get Jordan going. He's a guy that made a lot of plays for us last year, and he's a matchup problem when you can get him in a certain situation. So it was good and we planned to target him early, and then throughout the course of the game, they continued to let us get him the ball.
How about Ray and the go-to guy he's turned into now? All of a sudden, he's like a go-to guy. All of a sudden, that's just something we didn't see last year.
Correct. It's just he's a year older, he's a year stronger. He understands the system better, and what you're seeing is he's playing fast. I think everybody knew coming out of high school that he was one of the most dynamic playmakers and athletes in the country. And once it started to slow down at this level for him, now you're seeing that explosiveness in a guy that continues to make plays. And a lot of it he's going to benefit because people are going to try and take Mike away. And you noticed early on they started playing some cover 2 into the boundary over Mike, so we weren't able to get him the ball. So he had to go to the field and really make the plays.
How about the development of Powell?
That's good. That was good because you never know which game is going to be your game. And, Coach challenged the guys right before the game. They said, "Hey, you backups, be ready because you're one play away from having to step in." And we felt like it was going to be somebody that we weren't counting on early on that was going to step up and make plays. And it was good for him, good for his confidence. And now, he's played and shown up in a couple games now and bouncing back from the touchdown that he fell out of his hands down there at South Carolina State. So it's good to get him going, and we're going to need all those guys. And we got to continue to spread the ball and get those guys touches.
Were you surprised at some of the coverages that they played and kind of were soft on some guys?
We saw that coming in, and just in preparation, we saw that his MO had changed just a little bit last year. He played us a lot of tight coverage, cover 1, and I think it was a function of having some more veteran guys and some bigger guys on the inside to get some push. So we thought that we were going to have some soft coverage somewhere, and we just had to find it. And we knew that, whenever Mike's into the boundary, Leggett's into the boundary, you got to make a decision how you're going to play us there. And so, we found some soft coverage in the field, and we were able to make some plays.
It looked like you made a concerted effort to get Leggett involved early. Was that the goal?
Definitely wanted to get him involved because he's a playmaker. I think he had a stretch of 7 games in a row with a touchdown last year. He's a matchup problem. And if you notice early on in the season, we targeted him too, especially in the red zone. We threw some jump balls into the end zone for him. They just didn't convert. So we wanted to get him going early. And again, based off of what they were doing, they were going to try and take Mike away and play soft to the field. We knew we also had a little bit of a matchup problem down there into the boundary on their outside backer.
How much room do you guys still have to grow just in terms of limiting mistakes, finishing some of those drives as the season goes on?
I think we got a lot of room to improve, and the second half is a good little opportunity for us to get better. 7 plays, and we had 2 3-and-outs in the third quarter, and we had a first down. We ran backwards and got tackled behind the line. So we got a lot of things that we got to clean up. But the good thing is we get to work every day. It's game 4, and hopefully we'll get it figured out and start peaking at the right time.
But those things aren't really systemic, issues.
Right.
But at what point do you want to see those things, cleaned up?
As a coach, every game that you go into, you understand that there's going to be, a couple of mistakes. You just don't want to see the same ones occurring over and over and over. And it seems like it's one game it's this guy, one game it's that guy. So overall, we just got to continue to work every day, continue to stay, have Zoom focus. That's what it is, have Zoom focus every single play. And I think now that, things are starting to click a little bit on offense, practices, guys will be a little bit more dialed in because they know that now we're getting ready to get into our division play. And every game counts.
How important was it to set the tempo, set the tone at the beginning of the game with touchdowns on 2 of the first 3 drives?
I think
ball control?
If you, definitely, because of what they do on offense, and trying to get a lead on those guys and kind of take their advantage away from them. Their advantage is that they're going to limit you possessions. They're going to cause you to start to stress and press and not convert and get off the field and give them the ball back. And the next thing you know, it's 6-7 minutes are off the clock and you hadn't touched the ball again. So it was huge to get off to a fast start. But more importantly, for our psyche as an offense, if you watch us over the last year and a half or so, when we get off to a fast start is when we're at our best. So we believe that it's our job to come out and set the tempo, and we have an expectation of 14 to 21 points in the first 3 drives.
Is there anything you can?
It looks like the quarterback is more willing to come off the first receiver this season. It looks like it's not there, and you guys used to look like get the ball out.
Right.
It looks like he's coming off the first guy a little bit.
Oh yeah, Coach Streeter's done an unbelievable job, and it started last year of having Deshaun understanding that on every play, based off of defensive structure, this is where you're going to go with the ball, and so he's starting to feel comfortable and then being able to go through his progression and distribute the ball. And one thing we pride ourselves on is taking what's there, not trying to force the issue. They're going to give us something, and we just got to figure out what it is, and we got to be disciplined and go through the progressions, do what you're coached to do your job, and he'll be able to find the guys.
Coach, I think Deshaun had something like 35 pass attempts in the first half. Was the plan going in to rely that heavily on the passing game, or was that more dictated by the way Tech was playing defense?
We thought they were going to do something different, so we knew we were going to have to try and look a little bit for the running game to figure out, what was going to be the scheme. Was it going to be the inside zone? Was it going to be get the ball on the perimeter? And we just, got into a rhythm throwing the ball. And once we get into a rhythm, obviously you want to stay balanced, but again, we want to do what's productive. We want to stick with what's productive, and they were giving us some soft coverage, easy throws. You can't get tired of taking the layups. You heard Coach Sweeney talk a couple weeks ago. We were missing the layups, so it's good for us to be able to make the layups when they're there.
What can you do to kind of get Wayne going a little bit more?
We just got to keep hammering away, and offensive line-wise, you got 2 new starters in there. They got to build that chemistry. The run game is the toughest to get established because each front, if a guy moves 6 inches, it's a different call. So just getting that, continuous work and practice, getting on the same page, and then again, getting Wayne into a rhythm too. I think Wayne, it looked like from where I was at, and I watched the tape, looked like he pressed a couple, where he tried to make too much before, as opposed to just being disciplined and chasing the center on his track, and then using his eyes once he gets to the next level. So we're just gonna keep working at it, keep hammering away, keep practicing, just like I told the guys after the game. As long as we're having fun and we got a willingness to work, we're gonna get it figured out. And we're gonna get it going.
Are you a little surprised it's taking this long for the line to get Jalen more than it has?
I'm not gonna put it all on the offense.